there, how's it going? My name is Invad. We're going to be watching a Mirage demo from Xenon today. They are a solo queue in this demo. There's a 3-stack as well as another solo on their team. And they really just wanted to know about their T side. We will be watching the whole thing, but they were most interested in how to improve their T side. They feel like they've hit a brick wall as soon as they hit level 7 and just don't really know where to improve. Now, I should note that for my own credentials, I am also on about level 7. I'm at the 6-7 boundary, although I haven't played in several months. I did peak at level 8, and then I solo queued and dropped all the way down. I've done about 35 demos for people in the Wilson CS2 Discord server, and you can see a playlist of all those in the description. I've done it for all skill levels on pretty much every map, except for I have done train now, so on pretty much every map, dating for about a year and a half back. So if you want more information for my thoughts over the years, feel free to look down there. Let me know on Discord at any point if you have any questions. Just put it in the thread that you've created, or just ping me anywhere in Wilson's server, and I'll get back to you with my thoughts. So, anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the demo. I'll say I've seen the first about 9 rounds. I had my keybind for start and stop record set to one of the number keys by accident. So whenever I was changing players, I would accidentally start and stop the recording. So it was really bad. So we're just redoing it. Anyways, I don't like this pistol round. I really don't. I think it's terrible. You guys just group up. Do a default. You have one player in ramp, one player palace, one player top mid, one player in apps, and this player is throwing a smoke, I think, for con. You guys need direction here, and this is something that is going to be a problem for the next, or honestly for the rest of the half, is that it seems like none of you are on the same page. Yes, you have a 3-stack. I don't know if they're talking to you, and frankly, I don't care because they are well within their right to not talk to you. It sucks, but I don't know the situation. You just have to like account for that, and that's one of the issues with solo queuing. However, you can still account for that. You can still accommodate and you can still do things even if you aren't being talked to. Hopefully they are talking to you, but you guys need some sort of direction. And whether that is you saying we should do this, or you just asking what are we doing and just doing whatever it is they're doing and supporting them with whatever it is they're doing, whatever it is, it's a team game. You just got to put your ego aside and just do whatever is best for the team. So the moment you guys like start defaulting here, this round sucks. I'm sorry, this round is terrible. I think this is one of the worst things you can do on a pistol round is to split up like this. You either, if you need to split up, you feel it's good for whatever reason, you either split ramp palace or you split at most apps and cap. I don't want to see a con split on top of an A split. I don't. I don't want to see. Um, I know I mentioned it, but I really am not a fan of a double split like this on a pistol round. I think you just kind of all stay together because Glocks suck. They are so bad against armor. You just go with the numbers. You go with the numbers, make yourself hard to hit, and you'll do just fine most of the time. So if you need a split, you have utility for it, then you should go for like an A split or throw a B execute of sorts, have someone smoke the window here. But other than that, or maybe have them smoke cat, whatever the fuck they do. I don't care. But this round is terrible from the start, and it really does fall apart. Kind of because of that. So bomb is in palace, and it's gonna die to this guy. This is the worst thing in the world. Like, you don't want bomb going on its own. If you see bomb going in palace, I don't care if your idea was to go at ramp. I don't care if you don't want to go palace. You better go with bomb, or you tell bomb, don't go palace. You're coming with me, and that fucker better follow you. Sorry, I don't mean to seem harsh here. This is a frankly really terrible round, and it's not entirely your fault. Like, yeah, your team shouldn't be doing this, but you are a part of the team, and so by extension, the burden falls onto your shoulders. I will be drinking a lot of water. I don't plan to edit all of it out because it takes a lot of time. But, you know, here Bomb is now died in Palace, and what the fuck can you do? You got two people fighting mid still, and they're gonna die. And now we've got this Palace guy, and, you know, it's whatever that the first teammate dies. It's kind of whatever that you die as well. You know, the guy hits a really nice shot, can't fault him for it, but you should not be in this position in the first place. But because I do want to give you stuff to work with, I am gonna try to like give you ideas for what you can do in case you do happen to be in these like really shitty situations. So what if Bomb does go by itself? How do you go about recovering it? Well, you really you use the space you already have. I don't like that you guys push out on a site like this to then go into Palace. I think that's a really bad move because you open your backs up to anyone who didn't go Palace. You know, your con player, your CT player, their jungle player, whatever it is. So I think this is a bad maneuver. I think you were following your teammate, and so, you know, I will honor what I say, and even if something is fucking stupid, at least you're doing with a teammate. That's the bare minimum you can do. If you notice you're doing something dumb and it is too late to change it, at least you go with a teammate. Like that's the least you can hope for. That's the least that you can do. So your teammate goes up Palace, that's fine. If you can convince them, then you should, you know, fall back, have your teammates here, get the fuck out of middle, and just kind of group up and see where the pieces are, so you can figure out how you're gonna get bombed. Whether that's for you guys rushing into Palace, whether you do actually go for a split, you know, if you can maintain onto site and keep this guy in Palace, you can split him and force him to take a really bad fight here, or you know, force him to do something weird. Like that is an option, but again, that relies on your teammates getting out of middle. So you did do kind of the best thing you could do, which is going to Palace. Now your spacing with the Palace guy is pretty bad. I think you just play a lot closer to him. Just kind of stay with him. He's the one who's going through and clearing all the angles. Just let him clear stuff, and you just be there to trade whatever it is. Whatever it's gonna be. I don't think it's important for you to split off here and clear this. There's no reason to really be doing that other than like the peaks that your teammate has already made. So just let him do that, follow him, and once this guy peaks out, then you're in a much better position to just trade him because he generally won't expect you to be right up next to him, and if you are, good luck having him hit that shot. So yeah, piss round is over. It was really over from the time you guys like left spawn, but what can you do? And new round, and I'm gonna harp on it again. And again, I'm not pinning everything on you, but you are partly responsible because you should be saying things that you think are bad. For as far as I watched, at least the next 9 rounds, you guys are going to force every single round. This is the only round and a little bit of next round where you guys don't full buy. You full buy every single round. So you're stuck with Galils, you're stuck with no utility, you're stuck with scouts, you're stuck with Mac 10s. Where are the AKs? Where's the utility? You guys just don't have them. And again, I recognize there's a 3 stack that maybe are doing their own thing, but you just need to put your foot down somewhere. At least, at the bare minimum, I am happy that you are at least buying with them, so that your buys are all fucked up together, because like I said, as long as you're doing something with your team, it's better than doing something stupid on your own, you know. It sucks that it's not the right move, but at least you were all doing the same thing instead of making it really bad. This round is an exception because you have 2 players that force all the way down. 3 players, I'd count purple as being forced all the way down because he can't get an AK next round, but you and blue do what I believe to be the correct move here, but the rest of your teammates don't. And so you should just be following them. It sucks. Just set your ego aside and just do that. Now, I don't like that you guys go middle here. I think middle is a terrible call. When you guys don't have utility, you don't have guns, you just don't do it. It's not worth your time. Now, granted, you guys do win this round. Somehow. I don't like this fight. It's okay, but you've already got blue here, and purple is basically here as well, so it's okay, but it's kind of whatever. Now, you see this fight, you get tagged up to 10, and now Bomb is running through apps, and you are confused. You just look confused, and you do look confused a lot in this half, so I don't know how much your team is talking to you, and I know I've said that like 5 million times, but forgive me. So, like, let's look at where things are. So, you know there's an A player, you know there's an underpass player. You just got to get with Bum. That's all you got to do. That's the plan here. It's 4v2. You did work for this. You did the right thing to get this advantage. So, you better keep snowballing it. Now, you have no reason to worry about like holding this angle. This is just a non-angle. No one's going to be there. It's just not something that's going to happen, especially because you've seen the A player, but we'll just assume you forgot that. That's whatever. But you just leave. Just leave. That's all you gotta do. Nothing else really matters here. You're low HP. Your teammate in top mid, like that's with you, is kind of the only other one that has health on this team. But you do manage to get out, and so that's good. Well, your teammate stays here, which is whatever. I don't approve of it, but it's fine. He does get the con guy, and now all you have to do is just sit here. You just have to sit here. The only way, so as these two players cross, the only way that you lose this round is that this like kind of invisible wall here, under stairs in Bike Jungle, is really hard for T's to push. Or for anyone that's behind this invisible wall, it's really hard for them to push through it, just because it's an open area. So you are the one that's in control of everything over here, while your teammates are in control of everything that's up here. And generally speaking, that's fine. Like your teammates are doing an okay job. Like they are. Oh, let me get a better color. Yeah. So they're responsible for everything up here, and so this is going to cover mostly everything. Now this guy does get a timing. He does get through. But ultimately, your goal is to worry about everything that's back here. So if you see this guy, and you will, you'll see this guy go CT. Your only goal is to stay alive. You don't. It doesn't matter if you get this kill because everyone else on your team has an SMG. They get twice as much money as you do with the deagle. So just let your teammates get the kill. You already have enough money for a full buy, an AK and head armor next round. Especially with the bomb plant. You could have done that without the bomb plant, but especially with the bomb plant. So you don't need this kill. It's nice to have, but you don't need this kill, so you don't have to go for this. As soon as you see this guy. So you're gonna see this guy here, you see him, and then you kind of like jiggle into his bullets. The second peek was sloppy. It seemed like you weren't peeking with intent. You didn't really expect him to be there still, but you need to be very deliberate with your peeking, and we'll see this on one round later, where because you aren't really clearing angles a lot, just with where you're going, but when you are clearing angles and you're swinging like this, I noticed that you aren't really peeking with the expectation that someone is there. It seems like you're peeking because that's just kind of like what feels like the natural thing to do, not because you expect to get a kill or win the fight. Kind of subtle thing, but another guy just misplaced that. He could have won that round, honestly, but maybe not with that plant. You decide to go with the MP9s to the AK. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Sure, you could get an AK, but you know that they're broken, so you'd have no reason for it. Better just save the money. So that's fine. I don't really like that you guys go B here. I mean, it's okay. You guys have full SMG, so it does make sense. I don't expect this other team to force here. At least in Pugs. In Team CS, they do force, like they should force, but in Pugs usually they don't force. They'll eco this. Yeah. Yeah. You guys get sight, and you kind of waste money here. So you guys have planted the bomb. You guys have won the round. Like you know they don't have good buys. They had a Nova and they had a Deagle. Like that's what you've seen that they do. And so you're gonna go here and you're gonna throw smoke. And then you're gonna throw a flash after that. And there's no reason for this. Like you are wasting money. Something that I heard from Polo, who's a North American IGL. He's not great, but he's a like he's not great in the sense that he's not tier 1. Like he's tier 2. Um, he's a decent IGL, and I heard from him that one of his previous IGLs when he was still learning, uh, would basically remark whenever someone threw a PC utility like this, -$300. And then when you throw a flash, -$200, because you have no reason to use that utility. Like you won the round at this point. You don't need to spend that money. $300 is a kill. Like I know you know that, but like people don't realize that that is the cost of a smoke. You might know that and get that, yeah, it's $300 is what you get for a kill. $300 is what you get for a smoke. But I notice a lot of people don't understand that that's the same $300. Like I said, it sounds silly, but it's just kind of like the way the brain works. The brain, like you just don't think that it's the same, but it is. And so when you use a smoke like this that isn't doing anything, because notice, Cat is already smoked. You did see this when he jumped up. Market is smoked. You did not see this. So I don't blame you for not noticing it. Hopefully your teammate called it, or maybe saw it on your map, or you heard it get thrown, or something like that. But the smoke doesn't do anything here. And if anything, it makes it harder for you, because now you can't exit until it's cleared. Look how long, like, the bomb has like 6 seconds left, and the smoke is only just now cleared. Also want to add, this flash is terrible. This flash isn't doing anything. I think your goal was to like flash deeper, I think, but this flash has no benefit. Again, -$200. There's no reason for it. There's no one that's going to be here with 6 seconds left on the bomb. Just don't worry about it. Maybe if you didn't throw the smoke, then this flash would be good. But the two together, it's because you wasted $500, and you know for what? There's no point for it. The restaurant goes off with that. Hicks, you guys take away the AK, that's cool. And you keep the MP9, that's also cool. Now purple got a MAC-10 from someone. Yep, that's fine. And you guys are gonna go for an A hit, and here's another problem I see. Well, okay, so one, you're not really looking at anything, but that's besides the point. It seems like you guys don't have a plan here. I don't know how many of Wilson's videos you've seen, but you are in his server, so I'm assuming you've seen some of them. But he put out a video a few weeks ago, probably like a month, maybe 2 months ago, that's something along the lines of like, get out of Tetris, or something like that's in the thumbnail. He just changed the thumbnail and title a couple times, so I don't remember what it is. But a common problem that people have is that teams will say, let's go A, and they won't elaborate. Or like, let's go A fast, and they won't elaborate. And now everyone has a different idea in their head of what that means. All four of you are doing completely different things. This guy's fucking off going wherever, but all four of you guys have different ideas of what going fast means. And that could mean, for this guy, going fast means hold W. For you, it could mean just clear angles super fast, still like mostly hold W, but like clear angles super fast. For this guy, it's like throw a utility to support. For this guy, it's like go palace fast. Like all those things are still going A fast, but they mean different things to different people. And it helps if either, like, if you notice this happens, just say, let's throw a default smoke and go at this time, or let's just full W key it out A, go dry, like don't worry about it, out A ramp. Like be specific, but be short about it. You don't want to micromanage your team because people hate when you do that, but just say something, and if they do it, cool. If they don't do it, whatever. You're still learning what your team is like here. It's only 3 rounds in. And so around now, you might notice they don't really listen to you, or maybe they do listen to you. That's besides the point. If they do listen to you, awesome. You can do what I'm doing and say these things and say, hey, let's do this, and they'll do it. If they don't listen to you, then all you can really do is just look at what they're doing, read what they're doing on the minimap, and be like, okay, what is the thing I can do that will most benefit them? If they're setting up for a default smoke, be like, okay, I'll throw stairs, or I'll throw flashes over, or I'll be a ramp so that, and I'll like go out when the smokes like bloom, something along those lines, and just put yourself in a role that best helps whatever plan your team is doing. It doesn't matter how stupid it is, because the moment that you guys stop following a plan, everything falls apart. You guys get stuck in Tetris because you guys don't know what to do. You get really tunneled in on this guy under Palace. You throw like your teammate has a CT smoke, we've got a jungle molly, and it's all kind of fucked up. Because now this guy's on a palace, you guys didn't really expect it, and that's fine, but you become scared to push up. Like you are waiting for your wait to that. You're waiting for your palace guy to come because this palace guy had a different like. Even though you guys are like, let's go fast A, this guy can't run faster. Like he's got more space to cover, and I don't know if he stopped. I don't like maybe he had a bad spawn, and so he's taking his fucking sweet time. I don't know that, and I don't care enough to go back in the demo because it doesn't really matter. Because what matters is that you guys weren't on the same page. So now you've got like I said, not on the same page. This guy's going on. What the fuck is he doing in pass? Anyways, I already said some options for what you can do. Just say a couple strats. Be the one to call the strats. If they don't listen, and maybe they say let's go A, say yeah let's go A, let's go fast. Like elaborate on that. Add more to that if they are saying those things. Or if you aren't sure, be like should we go fast? Should we go slow? I don't recommend doing that. Don't ask questions because they take time and you need time. So just say something, and if they don't agree with it, they will tell you what to do instead, generally speaking. If they don't, if otherwise, if they just say no, that's stupid, then you're just stuck looking at the mini map, and it is what it is. So yeah, you get two tunnel visioned on this guy on a palace. That's whatever. You're waiting for your palace guy to come up. That's fine. Don't go for this AK here. Like this AK doesn't do anything for you. You should only go for guns when you know it's safe. You don't know it's safe because you know this guy's under palace and he could swing you at any second. No one is here to stop that swing. So you have to just wait until you guys have sight before you even worry about getting this AK. It is much better for you to have an MP9 and be alive than it is to be dead and not have an AK. MP9 is a meta gun for a reason. It's a damn good gun, so just keep it. It does the job good enough. So don't need to worry about the AK, just work on getting out and earning that space that you guys kind of wanted to have from the start. So they win this round. You guys can force here, that's fine. You guys have full money, so it's whatever. But that sort of issue, sorry, I'll backtrack. Don't want to get into that just yet because there's a couple rounds coming up that kind of explain what I want to talk about a bit better. So you guys get two different apps, nest smokes, and they both suck. They both miss. So, alright, this is the perfect round for what I want to talk about. So, yeah, this utility's fine. Utility's totally fine. In fact, it's the pieces of utility are fundamentally good. However, the problem that I notice, and I'm actually going to show you what this looks like from this guy's point of view. He is full white. Your teammate's not even here. Green here was on a different understanding for what wanted to be done. He was throwing a con smoke, even though you threw a con smoke. So no one's on the same page. You have thrown two window smokes and two con smokes. That's 4 smokes already, and it is not even 10 seconds into the round. So no one's on the same page. You just get on the same page however you need to. Anyways, yeah, so these pieces of utility are fundamentally good. Like the con smoke is good, the flash is good. The problem is that you're not using them at a good time because no one's on the same page. You didn't have to throw that con smoke if you knew that your teammate was throwing a con smoke. And same with your teammate. That teammate didn't have to throw that con smoke if they knew you were throwing that con smoke. The top mid flash, it's a damn good flash, but because your teammate didn't know or understand or accept what you were doing, the flash becomes bad. And now to think about this round isn't the greatest for what I want to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A problem that I notice a lot in these like middle range elos, and I recognize I'm included in this based off of my introduction. Like I said, I'm currently between 6 and 7. I peaked at 8, so I am including myself in this. A lot of the players from about level 4 to level 7 or 8 have pretty good util. Like they know some good utility. The problem is that they don't know when a good time to use it is. Maybe they've seen a pro player throw it and they want to use it in their own game, but they don't have a deeper level understanding of it. And that's fine. Like that's part of learning is first you learn what the utility is and then you learn kind of when's a good time for it, when should you be using it. So this is exaggerated because I notice a lot that people get very tunnel visioned. You buy the smoke and flash and you just think, and maybe not you, your teammates are definitely doing this as well. They think, I have this smoke. I want to smoke Palace, or I want to smoke Nest. Therefore, I'm going to smoke Nest. And it doesn't matter what else happens in the round. Oops. It doesn't matter what else happens in the round. It doesn't matter what other context there is. It doesn't matter if your team isn't even going mid. It doesn't matter anything else. They will do everything in their power to throw that Nest smoke. They get so tunnel visioned in on this. So for example, when you went to go pick up the gun, as soon as their brain is like, wait, there's an AK down, you did everything you could to go get that AK. Granted, that AK was right at your feet, but there's a couple of rounds from now where you die doing a similar thing. So I'm mentioning it now. Um, your teammates, for example, want to throw that con smoke, and even though hopefully you said you were throwing that con smoke, um, your teammate still wanted to throw the con smoke. They had in their head that they wanted to buy smoke, and they went to go through that con smoke, even though you had already thrown it. And then, if if they recognize, wait, someone else has already thrown that con smoke, what then happens is either they'll use the smoke because they had in their head, I want to use this smoke, and that's the next step, or they just don't use the smoke at all for the round. Like the one idea they had for that smoke is just gone. I don't know if that happens here. I don't remember if you do this. I know your teammates are definitely doing this. I was going somewhere with that, but I think I've said mostly everything I want to say for now, and I'll say more when a better example of this comes up. Let's go back to you. So both nest smokes miss. So that's two smokes doing nothing. Now we've double mollied and then smoked nest. So everyone's on the same page. This peak is sloppy. You're peeking it not expecting someone to actually be there, which is not good. You peek it because you think someone's going to be there, and you're kind of going through the routine of like, I want to be cat, but you're not really believing that someone's going to be there, and that leads to you being tagged up pretty bad. And now you're very confused. Like, you wanted to go up cat, and now your team is pivoting away from cat. And now it's like, okay, now what? In this situation, you just look at where your pieces are, and either you say, okay, bomb is just dropped mid, so we're gonna go up con. Just go up con. It doesn't matter anything else. Just go with bomb. Go with your teammates and just set up and just support them with whatever it is they're doing. Or you can be like, hey, can you throw the bomb up to me? Let's go split B, or go up cat. Whatever it ends up being. You just need a plan here, and I think that's a problem throughout most of this demo is that you don't have a plan, or if you do have a plan and for some reason you can't execute that plan, whether counter utility or a teammate dies when you weren't expecting them to, or any reason whatsoever, you don't really have a backup plan, or you don't really know what to do in that circumstance. Think about, okay, if plan A doesn't work, what's my plan B? What's my plan C? At least have two backups, the best you can, other than just kind of like going with the flow. So you want to be conscious when you learn things at first. That way, when you do things in game, you don't do them consciously, and you just kind of do the best thing without really thinking about it. Because right now, you're not really thinking about it, but you're not doing the best things here in where your teammates are set up. You're not dropping middle with your teammate to go take con. You have a flash. You could throw that over. You could throw that over connector. That way you can fight A. You have a teammate in catwalk who's got full utility. You've got everyone on a team has a flash. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You've got options here, and it seems like you don't have a backup plan. I think you would really benefit from just having one, and just be conscious about it to a point where it no longer becomes a thing that you actively think about, and that's when you're doing a good job. So now you're confused. You're looking at Nest, you look towards Ticket, and like Ticket's not really doing much here. Like you go to hold jungle, and now your teammates killed the jungle guy, and so like there's no reason for you to be holding this. Now you go back to Ticket. This death here is really unfortunate. Your teammate just happened to tuck away because for some reason he didn't trust that you were like holding. Let me back up. Like he just turned back for some reason, which indicates to me that he didn't know what the fuck was going on, which might be the case. I don't know. But yeah, that death was unfortunate. Not really on you. but I think had your team just had a plan, you would have been set up a lot better. Oh, that's rough. So, anyways. So you guys are gonna force down again. I'm fine with this here, because you guys have enough money to be doing that. And you guys are defaulting here. I think that's okay. What I don't like is that you go under passive bomb. I think going under passive bomb is really bad. It's risks leaving the bomb in middle and an unrecoverable spot, and that is exactly what happens here. Like if you bring the bomb apps, that's fine because that's recoverable. If you bring it A ramp, that's fine because that's recoverable. If you bring it palace, that's mostly fine, but still generally recoverable, especially when you guys have a full buy. This is not the case. You're gonna go middle with purple, and you and purple are not on the same page. Purple wants to take, or purple does not want anything to do with this fight, while you want something to do with this fight. Um, Purple gets in his head, I want to get out. He starts reloading, and he just fucking books it. You want to start taking this fight, and that's okay, but your teammate's gone. Like, he's halfway through underpass already. And I'm raising my voice, not at you, but at your teammate, because this is really fucking stupid from him. But what can he do? Teammate's getting the fuck out of there, and then he just does a really stupid thing and just, like, gives up the bomb entirely. Like, he's gone. He doesn't even take the fight. He has no interest in the bomb. Like, this isn't really on you. I don't like that you took that fight there. I think had you had the game sense for it, and that is a phrase of all time. But had you had the game sense for it, you might have recognized that, okay, he saw my teammate. My teammate is running away, so therefore he's going to hunt because he knows he has a deagle, so I should just hold an off angle. Because what this guy's going to do, if you don't swing into him, what he's going to do is he's going to run and he's going to like aim all the way back instead of at you if you're like up here on an off angle or, you know, down here in an off angle. So that would have been the correct play, but that like requires the game sense to recognize that, and I recognize that at this elo, that game sense isn't that quite developed yet, and that's fine. Like, you are learning, so I just want to mention that that is an option. That you can consciously think about. I recognize that saying, oh, if you just had game sense is kind of a cop out. It kind of avoids addressing what is fundamentally happening here. Ultimately, I think what you should do is you should think about, okay, what am I going to do if something happens? So if you take an engagement, if someone swings you while the two of you are running through underpass, what do you do? How do you respond to that? Are you prepared for that if that happens? That is a common thing that happens, so you should be sort of expecting that. And then you think, okay, let's say we have an engagement within middle. Maybe it's a connector player that's taking a fight. Maybe it's someone on top of a cat that's looking down. Maybe it's someone in nest that's looking down. Those are common positions and common places for those fights to occur. And so you need to look at the resources you have available to you. In this case, you have a teammate in underpass with you who has a deagle, and you have a rifle, and you think, what can I do with these resources in case those events happen so that you are prepared and you can respond to them accordingly. Now you guys are broke again, and you're forcing again. Like, you guys have almost max loss, so it kind of makes sense, but I just wish you guys had AKs, man. Like, AKs, even just Mac 10 utility just to save money. You don't really, well, okay, here you still need head armor, but if they start winning rounds with more than 3 alive, don't waste your money on head armor because they're all gonna have AKs. For the most part. Or more likely to run into an AK than head armor, so 350 bucks is a lot. So here we see again, you're really keen on using this utility, so this may be a better round for it. So you throw this con smoke, that's fine, but then you get in your idea that you want to throw this cat's or this mid smoke, and you just full blind your teammate. Just full blind. Let's look at the poor guy. He's not too full blind, but you still blind your teammate. Oh, you actually really blind your teammate. Holy shit. But yeah, you get in your head, I want to use this flashbang without considering that your teammate is already all the way out mid and there's no contact. Ness is smoked, so the flash isn't gonna hit anyone. Con is smoked, so the flash isn't gonna hit anyone. Wow, someone fucked up their fucking Ness smoke again. Jesus Christ. But anyways, oh, learn your Ness smokes, guys. Yeah, you get in your head, I want to use this flash without thinking that, hey, this flash isn't really a great thing to be using. This guy who's dodging your bullets, it's kind of fucking crazy that you don't hit him. But that's a 1v5, the round's over. Sheep, go next. Not much you can really do. It was around here on my first watch that I kind of noticed that you tend to slink towards the back. Not necessarily baiting, but you don't seem to have the confidence to be entry too much. I'll give it a timeout here. You don't really have the confidence to be entry too much, and I think you should lean into that more. You know your pre-aims. You don't seem that confident with them, but you do know them. Um, and I think you should lean into that more and really develop that a lot more. I think you'd find a lot of use out of entering some more, especially in situations like this where your team doesn't really seem to be on the same page as you. You just have to be your own player. Either be your own player or be the best support player that you can be, and take whatever opportunities you can to make it easier for your team. So I don't agree with this force here. You guys have $3,000. Just save. Buy armor, like body armor at most. Oh, it's this round. Yeah, buy body armor at most and maybe a pistol, but that's it. I think on eco rounds, buying armor is really underrated because if you happen to pick up a gun, you already have armor. So like you're set up in a better spot. If a teammate happens to pick up a gun, you can just ask for it and be like, I have armor, so give it. And people are more likely to drop it. Um, Now this round, you go top middle dry with a scout. Um, and you get yourself stuck there. You go to island. That's what my group calls it. That I used to play with. I don't know what other places call it. If you just go top mid boxes or whatever, but we call this island because you were stuck on an island here. You managed to get top middle without contact, and then you realize actually I don't want to be here anymore because your teammate has died on this fight. You're like I don't want to be here anymore. You see this guy, and here, don't go for this. You have a Glock. You have a Glock. Like, you're not winning this fight. Just give it up. No reason for that. And then you tunnel vision in on this Galil. You're like, this Galil is down. I need to get it. And that almost gets you killed. Like, this guy can see you here. He can see you here going for that Galil. And then you go for the fight again. And I don't agree with that as well. So I think what's in your head is you're thinking, I want to convert this kill. How can I do that? Okay, I get the Galil. Okay, I have the Galil. Okay, I take the fight. And that's not good because you dying here is really, really, really bad. It's 3v5. You have a flash, so you can get yourself out of top middle dry. When you see this player here, you have a free pass out of middle. The moment you see this guy in Valley, you have a free pass out of middle. Even better that he has the gun out, but you can really close this angle. And what do I mean by that? So you can close this angle in two ways. One, you move left, and that means that like this guy can't see you anymore. Two, you move right, and that's even better because he can't shoot through this, and you get something of value out of this. You choose the one thing that's not that, and that is taking this fight here. This is the worst, honestly, the worst thing you could have done. I hate to say it, but you either like this is the worst thing to do is taking this fight. This is the second worst thing. The third worst thing is just like the best thing to do is to just run, and then you can pick up the Galil. Because had you just ran immediately, you could have just gotten that Galil on the way out. You have several seconds before this guy can even push up to see you here. Like this guy has to run diagonally to have a chance of seeing you, and then by the time he's running diagonally, well now he has to like run like this, and he just burns a lot of time to make sure that they can see you. So yeah, just get the fuck out of there. It's much better to be alive with a scout than it is to be dead without a Galil. So just get out of there. And now it's a 2v5 and the round's just over. So you guys force again. It's now the like 7th round in a row. And here we see your pre-aims on apps, and they're generally pretty decent, but you definitely don't seem like you're swinging with the expectation that someone is here. Like someone could be right here on this barrel, and you aren't really ready for it. Like you're kind of looking at it, but you're not swinging as if you expect someone to be there. Same thing with this fight. Your shoulder is showing here to a guy that's here, I believe. It's not actually. So. Um, Yeah, it's fine, but like, look how not really confident you're fighting that. Like, you are moving really slow here. It's better to just like, full swing that. Full hold D. Don't even shift. You can crouch, but you have no speed here for this fight. So if we see what this looks like from here, it's not gonna look super duper great. Like, it's okay, but you can do better. Is what I'm saying. Like, you can do faster. You can do better. Um, You clear this angle up here, which you don't have to. You know that someone's not there because of like your timing. Like you were holding this when you went up, and so the timing doesn't really match. But I don't. Even though you didn't have to peek it, I don't like the way that you did peek it. Because look at how like sloppy that is. You don't even like look at it too much. And maybe you were just recognizing, wait a second, no one can be here, but it's kind of sloppy. Here, like this is a little slow. Like someone could be here and you're already peaked. Um, and it definitely seems like you're going through the motions. Like your pre-fires. They're actually like they're really solid. Um could be a bit faster, could be a bit more fine, but like they're generally really solid. You just don't seem convinced that these players are going to be here when you're taking this fight. And so what that means is that you're going to be reacting to them when you are peaking effectively. You are basically your body is convinced that someone is going to be there, so all you have to do is like your muscles are already ready to click. The way that you're peaking, it feels like you have to wait for the information and then you have to tell your body to like shoot. And that adds a little bit of extra time. I know it seems really subtle, but there is a difference between like reacting to the information and expecting the information. Your body does respond to that differently. That's why you notice a lot with like the reaction tests online, where you can get reaction times of like 200 milliseconds or some shit because you are expecting the like stimuli, while here you're reacting to the stimuli, which is very slightly different. It does add time though, and so you can remove that time by just being a lot more deliberate. Now this is a bit unfortunate. This guy like peeking and shooting you in the back, but um, I don't like the way that you swing towards this cat guy, because notice here, I think what happens after you clear bench is like, okay, I heard this guy on cat, I want to shoot this guy on cat, and you don't really look at anything here. You don't believe that anyone is arches. Like, what are you, like, you're not looking at anything here. You know what I mean? And now you shoot at this guy, and now you're like shot in the back of the head. Like this M4 shot could have kind of been anywhere. I think this guy probably called that he was like up cat, so you're like going for that, but um, yeah, it's just kind of sloppy. Like you could have seen, like it is possible that you could have seen this player here, and you're not prepared for it. It's possible you see the player here, and you're not prepared for it. Um, which is why I think you're very much reacting off of the, you're processing the information rather than just strictly reacting to it. And I think that's the phrasing I want to go for. There is, difference. You guys force again. Yippee! I think you win the round though, so it makes sense. But buy is kind of dodgy. You could definitely get a Galil drop from orange. One of you two. That way you just get full utility. Now this is all uncharted territory. I've not seen any of this. So you go slow apps. Now this guy's making a lot of noise, and it's like, okay, well, like then why are you going quiet? I guess it's fine because now it's only one guy that's made noise. But see how you're not convinced that there's anyone here? Like this peak is really sloppy. Like you're shifting into this angle. So what you should be doing, or what I think you should be doing, is you take this peak pretty fast, so that if someone's there, they don't see you. And then the whole way when you're moving up, you're just kind of looking at this angle. This angle is super duper popular now because all you have to do is just uncrouch into it, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, you don't seem convinced that there's anyone here. You seem like you're expecting someone to be here, and like that's fine, but that's not really your priority, because in order for someone to see you here, they have to like jump, and they can't really do much while they're jumping. This guy just has to uncrouch, so you should be focusing more on that fight while you're moving up. Again, we force no utility, nothing. We just save so you can have a full buy on the last round, but I don't think your teammate's listening to you, so I'm gonna drop that. So you go Palace here. Your teammate is already out ramp. He's already all the way out. Oh, you're smoked. Yeah, you're already all the way out. Like this, no one's gonna be here with your teammate being all the way out. Like they've called that nest smoke or that palace is smoked probably, but you don't have to worry that much about it. Just go up. You also have a nade to pop the smoke. I don't know why you bought the nade because I think it's the worst piece of utility to buy without a plan. Um, but you did get smoked in palace, and so you definitely could have and really should have popped the smoke with the nade. And now you guys don't have a plan, and like it seems like your plan was kind of screwed by this like palace smoke or something along those lines. So this guy's gone on to pass again. This like you've got 2 people dead ramp already, and you guys aren't even out. Tetris bomb is down. The round's over. Honestly, it's not a bad call to just save. Just get out. Yeah, get the fuck out. You guys got to regroup and just stall for time. Let them burn utility. Oh, don't make noise. Not getting much benefit here by making noise. Like, why are you going quiet here, you know? Like, okay, I know why, because you're expecting this top mid guy to push you, but... I'm assuming you kill this guy, and then you group up with your teammate and goes downhill? Oh no, this guy actually goes and naps, yeah. Beat up some. Yeah, you didn't believe someone was there. Is what it is. I don't really like that you go check that anyway, but I do know that you're just kind of low from the get-go, so confidence isn't really there. So I don't really know what to suggest, because this round is kind of over. Ultimately, I think you just save it. You guys get 3,400, so this guy needs to save because that's like you just don't get that money. You don't get enough money for armor AK. You can save. It's okay if you save because even though you won't get any money, like you aren't really losing anything with it. So there's really no point for you to be hunting like that. I guess if no one was there, you were gonna go save, but yeah, AK gets saved. I'm surprised they let that AK save. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no utility here. You guys are defaulting. Bomb goes palace. This round's over. Honestly, I'm impressed that you guys bring this back to 10-13 with how things are right now. No one's really gonna be there. You hear that underpass guy. Hear him run away. Oh yeah, bomb's down A. Yeah, you don't have to be quiet. No one's here anymore. Like, this is like the 5th round in a row. Not in a row, but like this is the 5th round this half that you guys have lost bomb in a really terrible spot. So they're just gonna go rotate and stack that. And you guys kind of know that by now, or hopefully you know that by now. You don't have to shift through this. I'm surprised that they aren't really expecting a CT push with how long it's taken for you guys to get here. Oh god, okay. Sorry. Just, so, you see this guy here? That's fine. Wait for your teammate to, like, do something here. Like, you can swing off of this really easily. If purple wants to jump across, that's, like, fine. You can still do something about that. But just, like, tuck triple here. You don't need to go for this fight. Because now this guy's isolated. He's isolated it between triple and stairs. And that's the one thing you don't want him to do. Just let your teammate make the move and respond off of that. Because you're in a really good spot here. You are keeping him trapped here. Maybe you can make it the default, but I wouldn't suggest that. You just kind of sit triple. Timer is a little bit of an issue, but you guys get the round. So, new side. So you... Oh, I don't like that. Just go con. I don't like this because I think you should go connector fast to help support middle in case they're rushing it. If they are rushing A, notice how your teammate on A site is playing towards CT. This suggests to me that they are playing retake, and in a retake type situation, you want as many players alive as possible. The way you do that is by not dying early to a potential ramp rush. Yeah, this is fine. You know they're not top mid, you've heard B, so you can just knife out. Yep. Shoot way slower. Way slower. You're shooting too fast. Also, this guy dying tells you that there's someone close. So the way you're peeking it, you need to clear this first. Either window or the bottom. That needs to be your priority. I guess relax with your shooting. Yep. Relax with your shooting. Kind of like... I like the idea that you had where you hold this, but you did kind of peek into them. I think you just kind of hold something like this, and you just let them come into you, like push up into you, because it does. I think it's clear that they're like rushing you, like you can kind of hear that, but I actually need to mute this guy. Oh, I can't mute him. Whatever. Yeah, weak mental on that guy, but yeah, I think it's kind of clear that they're pushing you, but I recognize it's a bit hard to see, and also I have X-ray, so that adds to it. Yeah, don't buy a pistol on this round. I mean, yeah, don't even force here. This guy making noise under palace was dumb. You can't do that. They throw a smoke hexac. That's okay. I don't really have, like, it's a eco round. There's not much you can do. Other than, I think you guys should have, stacked. Oh wow, this guy's fucking... Oh, horrible team. I'm sorry you had to be with these guys. Did you have to spawn for this? Yeah, you did. Barely, but... Yeah, you saw that guy? That's fine, that's information. You know they're top mid, you know that they have middle. Don't repeat that. You know there's two. Don't repeat this. Yeah. You're hunting for a fight too much here. I don't know if you're trying to like recover your score line or whatever the fuck it is, but you're hunting way too much for a fight here when your teammate's not interested in it. Like your teammate's smoked off, you can't do anything. Just kind of let them have that space and wait for this guy to kind of be able to clear middle out. It's really good that you get that kill. Like it helps a lot, but now this guy's called that, he smoked again. You just hold that space here. Oh, what the fuck happened? Did this get smoked? And that gets popped. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, that's unlucky. I don't know what your teammate's really doing here. Who is it? 2, 1. Yeah, your teammate's not doing anything here. That's not your fault. Alright, so you get a full buy again. You gotta be really careful with this fight because you will die on it. I don't think it's worth going for. And because you stalled for that fight, this guy can get a top cat pretty quickly. I think you only go for this cat fight if you don't stop on that cross there. That's fine, don't repeat it. Good. Alright, this mid player dead. Be a little more deliberate. You seem really scared to take that fight there. I think your finger is kind of glued to the shift key, and you're walking on a lot of these peaks when I think you should just be like full strafing. So, okay. 4. Teammate should have dropped you. I know he's pissed off, but he should have dropped you. I do like this con aggression that you have. You saw that head, that's fine. So you have info, there's one mid. That Molotov is gone, stop peeking this. Yeah. You just don't, okay, the moment this Molotov disappears, you should not be fighting this anymore. Not necessarily fighting this, but like you shouldn't be swinging like this top middle. You either need a smoke to block something off. Okay, so if you're going con a lot, you need to throw the smoke that like blooms here. It blooms right about where I am, and that way you can kind of focus bottom middle without worrying about top middle. You can also just kind of throw one that lands down here, and that way you can swing further without top middle seeing you. But Yeah, it was really silly that you died here. The moment that Molotov disappears, you just can't be doing this. That's all. You know that already, so I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse or whatever the fuck the phrasing is. But yeah, purple needs to drop you. Oh, he's just fucking trolling. Well, hopefully you're poor to purple as well after this game. You go B here. Uh, okay, don't do this. Don't do that. So the way that you're supposed to play B is whoever goes cat is meant to molly this so that whoever's on site can save their molly for when a rush comes through, if a rush comes through. And you have to throw that instant molly because if they are rushing, they will be here already. Like you cannot have your nade out here because they could be like all the way up by the time you get here. So it's just kind of silly. Doesn't matter the molly missed, but it's just kind of silly. And like have your gun out. If they are rushing, they're probably just gonna go through it. Um, I would not sit with my nade out here. You got to make sure that they're not behind this. Like I don't think you standing with the nade there is a good call. I think that's a good pick. Like I think that's a situation where you got tunnel visioned in on using that nade. Um, where you got kind of loused up by that Molotov missing. So what I think happened is you were like, okay, I'm gonna throw this Molotov. Okay, wait, the molly missed. So now what? Okay, so I'm gonna go van, and then I'm gonna throw a nade. But I want to make sure the nade does something, so I'm gonna wait. And so you're just kind of standing there with the nade out. Um, the effective play, I think, is okay. Get the molly down. It's late. Whatever. Who fucking cares? It misses. Whatever. It's gonna happen. So it's good to know what to do in case that happens. So you better fucking jump peek this. Make sure they're not coming. And if they are coming, then drop a nade about where that molly is. If they're not coming, then cool. You can save your nade. Have your gun out until you're ready to throw that nade. Keep your gun out at all times because you don't want to be caught with a nade in your hands. Otherwise, it's just a free death. Wow, your teammate threw that. He knew he was stuck in the smoke. He should have told you. But you're alive, so I guess it's not thrown. Oh, you died, this guy. What the fuck? How'd this guy get here? What the fuck? Yeah. Is what it is. Like, he got a really good timing on your teammate. Just keep your gun out. No one's, this guy's kind of looking at sight, but not really. Oh, don't reload here. Yeah. It's whatever. Like, your teammate's already looking up here. You're not adding anything. Like, you saw him looking up here. So, in a situation like this, just focus towards market, because you don't know where this guy is. So, oh, you did confirm. Smoke is okay. You do the thing where you kind of wait for the smoke to bloom before you do anything else. Um, you don't have to wait and visually confirm that the smoke blooms because you just kind of like you've thrown that smoke before, so I'm actually like how it blooms. So I saw that guy. Yeah, that's fine. Giving it up. You take the info. The flash pop's way too high. Just regular right click that if you're gonna throw that again. You guys won the round. I wish you were putting yourself in a bit more impactful positions, but I feel like purple kind of took stairs from you, so it's kind of whatever. I hope you didn't drop that AK just because the guy's like, oh, you're doing bad. Don't worry about it. Just keep your gun. You deserve it. Like an M4 and an AK are basically the same. That smoke is fine. Don't really run through it because it leaves this gap here. And that's especially bad because they can see over this. So if I go and I stand like this, depending on how that smoke moves, like they can 100% see you. the way that I generally line it up is I'm around here and I aim towards the top of this. That's the job, and it lands in about the same spot every time, so I know how to respond to it instead of like eyeballing it. That Molly's actually a really good call. In case they were splitting, they're not, but it's a good call for it. Oh, teammate didn't call it. Yeah, at least he traded that. Good tag. The fuck? Yeah. Hey, not too much to say there. You're moving around like every single round. I don't like that. Just go to the same spot. The smoke does nothing. Don't throw it. Oh, Molly, actually. Yeah. Yeah, keep in mind, mollies are really expensive. They're $500 for you, so you gotta make sure that whatever you're doing is going to be good every time you throw it. Fine. I don't think we're gonna see too much else this round. Yep. Yep, cool. Go B again. Now they are rushing. Wait, do you guys win this 10-13? I think you win this 10-13. My bad, gang. Yeah, you do. Oops, I lied in the beginning. I'll throw the nade! Why are you standing so long with the nade out? Okay. Yeah, definitely getting stuck in your head and being like, I need to throw this piece of utility. Obviously, like, I know I can see people through walls, so like I'm biased by that, but yeah, if they're rushing, like you're kind of alone on an island here. Not really anymore, because like you've got rotates for whatever reason, but you know, you threw the molly, you just jump Scott Van or jump peek it. It's really good for you. It's like super important to get the information early, because notice how they're already like up. Had they like done a proper execute on you and just flashed out, you would have been on a lot more of an island. But fortunately, your team was able to pick up on it. So, one guy, you don't need to reload here. You have 16 bullets. No reason to do that. And I think they just die elsewhere. Yep. Now it's the last round. I'm impressed the other team managed to throw this game. That's surprising. Your team is already in underpass. You don't need to do any of this. Yeah. Now they're executing A. Going CT. That's a good call here. That flash goes way too far. A little too far. Just don't jump through that. Okay, so they're gonna come in through CT here, and there's really not much else. Like, they plant the bomb. You guys have full utility because they took site pretty quick. A decent chunk of damage on this guy here. Get this smoke, nice. And now it's 3-on-1. There you go, and you kill the guy under. So, yeah, little thing, movement here, make sure you crouch ever so slightly before you jump, you get just a little bit higher. It's a really subtle timing, you'll see your vision kind of bob down just a little bit before you jump. That just makes a jump like this a lot easier. So, yeah, that's mostly it for the demo. Just kind of gotta, I think you gotta try and work with their team more, either suggest things to do or just kind of follow whatever it is they're doing and excuse me, and kind of think about how best to add to whatever it is they're doing. The other thing is I think you get really tunnel visioned on whatever it is you want to do. And I think you need to work on accepting when something isn't really good anymore, and having a backup plan just in case. So anyways, that's it for the demo review. Thank you so much for submitting. Hopefully you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.